Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good afternoon, madam. I purchased the mobile phone from this store about 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, I've been facing a serious problem with it. The phone suddenly shuts down on its own, even when the battery is fully charged. Yesterday, it switched off in the middle of an important business call, which was extremely inconvenient. I brought it here today because I believe it is defective.
I'm sorry to hear about the trouble you've been facing, sir. Could you please provide me with your purchase bill and the phone so that I can have a quick look at both?
Yes, of course. Here's the receipt and the phone. I've tried restarting it several times, even did a factory reset, but the issue keeps coming back.
Thank you for sharing this. I understand how frustrating this must be. We usually check such devices with our technician to confirm if it's a hardware defect or a software issue. Sometimes it can be fixed with a minor update, but if it's a genuine defect, we certainly stand by our replacement policy.
I really hope this can be resolved quickly. I depend on my phone for work, and delays are affecting my productivity.
Absolutely, sir. I'll prioritize your case. Please allow me a little time to run a diagnostic test. We want to ensure we address the root of the problem, not just the symptom.
What is implied about the nature of the problem? Why is the conversation more than just about the phone? Why might the customer feel frustrated despite previous attempts?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
I've had our technician check your device, sir, and it seems there is a recurring motherboard fault. This isn't something that can be resolved with a simple software update. The issue is genuine, and I truly regret the inconvenience it has caused.
I see. That explains why resetting didn't help. So, what options are available to me now?
Since your purchase was made only 2 weeks ago, you are fully eligible under our replacement policy. We can offer you either the same model as a brand new replacement, or if you prefer, you can upgrade to a different model by paying the price difference.
That's a relief to hear. Honestly, I would prefer a replacement rather than sending it for a long repair process. However, I'm concerned whether the same model will give me the same problem again.
That's a valid concern, sir, but let me reassure you, this defect is not common across all units. The replacement will be brand new and covered by the manufacturer's warranty as well as our store support. In case any issue arises again, you'll still be protected.
That makes sense. I think I'll stick with the same model then, but I would like to test it properly before leaving the store this time.
Of course, that is completely fair. We'll unbox it here and help you set it up, so you can confirm it's working as expected before you take it home.
Why does the staff immediately agree to in-store testing? What bigger strategy does the store's approach reflect? Overall, what hidden quality of the man's personality comes through most?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
I appreciate your cooperation. Honestly, I was worried I would have to go through weeks of follow-up calls and repair delays, but you've made this process straightforward.
Thank you for saying that, sir. Our goal is always to keep customers satisfied, especially when it comes to essential items like mobile phones. Please allow me a few minutes while I arrange the replacement unit.
No problem, I can wait. By the way, do I need to sign any documents for the exchange?
Yes, just a simple replacement acknowledgement form for our records. I'll also attach the updated warranty details with your new phone. Rest assured, the warranty period will begin from today, so you won't lose any coverage time.
That's excellent. I feel much more confident now. Thank you for handling this professionally.
You're most welcome, sir. Here's your new device. Let's power it on together and check its functions. Battery, call quality, and apps, so you can be fully satisfied before leaving.
Everything seems perfect this time. I really appreciate your prompt action and clear explanation.
It was my pleasure to assist you. If you face any issue in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. I surely will. Goodbye.
What was the man mainly relieved about? Why did she emphasize the new warranty?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good afternoon, sir. Did you find everything you were looking for today?
Yes, thank you. Just these groceries. Could you please pack the bread and milk separately?
Of course. That will be a total of $48.75. How would you like to pay?
I'll use my debit card, please.
All right. You can insert or tap your card on the machine.
Okay, here we go. That's strange. It says transaction declined. Could you try again?
Certainly. Sometimes the chip reader doesn't catch it the first time. Please remove the card and insert it again.
Okay. Oh no, it still says declined. I know I have enough balance in my account.
Don't worry, sir. It happens more often than you think. Sometimes the machine just doesn't connect with the bank right away. Would you like to try tapping the card instead?
Sure, let me give that a try. Still no luck. Same error.
All right, let's not panic. Do you have another card with you? Maybe a credit card?
Yes, I do, but I prefer not to use it unless absolutely necessary. Is there any way to check what's wrong with this one?
Well, the most common reasons are either connection issues with the bank, a temporary block on the card, or sometimes the magnetic strip and chip just wear out. Would you like me to try swiping it manually?
Yes, please. Let's see if that works.
All right. Swiping. Oh, now it says processing approved. Looks like it went through this time.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried for a moment.
No problem at all. It happens to many customers. If this continues, though, it may be a good idea to call your bank and ask if there are any restrictions.
Yes, I'll do that. Actually, I had a fraud alert last month, and maybe they still have some extra security checks running.
That makes sense. Banks sometimes block certain transactions until you confirm them. It's always good to check.
You're right. I'll call their helpline when I get home.
That would be wise. In the meantime, here's your receipt, and I've packed your items just as you asked. Bread and milk separately.
Thank you so much for being patient and helping me out.
You're most welcome. We're here to make things easier for you. Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye.
Why does the cashier first suggest reinserting the card before tapping? What deeper reasoning underlies the customer's preference not to use his credit card? The cashier's calmness and repeated reassurance imply why did the customer specifically request separate packing for bread and milk?
How does the customer's reaction after a successful payment reflect on human interaction with technology?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good afternoon. My name is David Miller, and I'm part of the emergency rescue team. Are you safe now?
Yes, thank you. I'm Emma Johnson. I was trapped in my house when the water level started rising suddenly last night.
I understand, Emma. Can you tell me exactly where your house is located?
It's on Riverdale Street, near the old St. Peter's Church. The ground floor was completely submerged, and I had to move to the roof for safety.
How many people were inside the house with you?
Just me and my younger brother, Daniel Johnson. He is only 14. Luckily, we both climbed up before the water rushed in.
That's good. Where is Daniel now?
He has already been taken to the temporary shelter at Greenwood High School by another rescue boat this morning.
Excellent. Did you see any other neighbors in danger near your house?
Yes, the Thompson family next door. Mr. Richard Thompson and his wife were shouting for help, but I couldn't reach them because the current was too strong.
I will inform the rescue team about them right away. Did you lose any valuable property when the water flooded your house?
Unfortunately, yes. All my documents, like my passport and university certificates, were on the ground floor. They're probably destroyed now.
I'm sorry to hear that. Please, don't worry. Our relief office will help you with document replacement later. For now, do you have any medical issues?
Just a small cut on my leg from broken glass. I also feel very weak since we had no food or drinking water for almost 24 hours.
We'll take care of that right away. We have a first aid station and bottled water at the shelter. You'll also receive hot meals.
Thank you, David. I can't explain how grateful I am.
You're very brave, Emma. Once we get you to Greenwood High School, I'll make sure you're reunited with Daniel. Then our relief officers will record your details for further assistance.
That's all I needed, just to be with my brother again.
You will be, very soon. Let's get you on the boat now.
Which best explains Emma's reported weakness? What was David chiefly doing when he said, "You're very brave, Emma"? What was Emma's primary immediate wish? What is most likely about the Thompson family immediately after Emma's observation?
What specific assistance did David promise the relief office would provide later? Which statement best reflects Emma's claim about important items?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
In a major disruption affecting internet connectivity, an undersea communication cable has reportedly suffered damage, leading to slow or interrupted internet services in multiple regions. The incident was confirmed early this morning by the network operators responsible for maintaining the cable. According to officials, the damage occurred approximately 1,200 kilometers off the coast and is believed to be caused by natural seabed movement, though investigations are ongoing. Internet users in several countries reported slow connections and difficulties accessing popular websites and online services. Businesses that rely heavily on cloud computing and online transactions also experienced disruptions, raising concerns over economic impact. Social media platforms became key channels for people to share updates and report connectivity issues. Experts explain that undersea cables carry the majority of international data traffic, making them critical infrastructure for global communication. Even a minor disruption can result in noticeable service slowdowns. Network engineers have already begun the process of rerouting traffic through alternative cables to minimize service interruptions. Temporary solutions, such as satellite links and regional backup networks, are also being employed to reduce the impact on users. The repair process for undersea cables is complex and time-consuming. Specialized ships are required to locate the damaged section, retrieve the cable, and carry out repairs. Network operators have indicated that the full restoration of services may take several days. In the meantime, users are advised to be patient and, where possible, rely on alternative connectivity options. Authorities have assured the public that every effort is being made to restore full internet services swiftly. They are also reviewing preventative measures to strengthen the resilience of undersea cable networks against future disruptions. This incident highlights the vulnerability of global internet infrastructure and the importance of international cooperation in maintaining reliable communication networks.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we have an expert panel to discuss the recent collapse of major banks and the economic risks involved. Joining us are Dr. Sarah Thompson, a financial economist, Mr. James Carter, a banking industry analyst, and Ms. Emily Reynolds, a risk management specialist. Let's start with the basics. Dr. Thompson, what factors led to these bank collapses?
Thank you, David. In my view, the collapses were primarily due to a combination of poor risk management and overexposure to volatile financial instruments. Many banks took on excessive leverage, betting on high returns without properly hedging against potential losses. When market conditions changed suddenly, their liquidity positions became unsustainable.
I agree with Dr. Thompson, but I would add that regulatory gaps also played a role. Some banks were not subject to strict stress testing or had loopholes in compliance rules, which allowed risky practices to continue unchecked. Investors and depositors lost confidence rapidly, which triggered a classic bank run scenario.
Both points are valid. From a risk management perspective, these institutions failed to anticipate extreme scenarios. Stress testing isn't just a formality, it's a critical tool. When banks underestimate risk, it doesn't just affect them, it can cascade through the entire financial system, affecting credit availability, investment, and economic stability.
That's an important point, Emily. Could you elaborate on the broader economic risks associated with these bank collapses?
Certainly. When a major bank collapses, it creates uncertainty in the financial markets. Credit may tighten, which makes it harder for businesses and consumers to borrow. Stock markets often react negatively, and there's a risk of a recession if confidence erodes significantly. Additionally, international exposure means other countries could feel indirect effects, potentially triggering a global slowdown.
I'd like to add that government intervention is often necessary to prevent wider economic damage. Central banks may provide emergency liquidity or even facilitate acquisitions to stabilize the system. However, these measures must be balanced carefully to avoid moral hazard, where banks take on excessive risk believing they'll be rescued.
Exactly. Public trust is fragile. Once confidence in banks diminishes, it takes a long time to rebuild. Transparency, stronger regulation, and proactive risk management are essential to avoid repeating the mistakes that led to these collapses.
Thank you all for your insights. Clearly, the collapse of major banks is not just a financial issue, it carries significant economic implications, highlighting the importance of careful risk management and regulatory oversight.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Marie Curie, a pioneering scientist of the early 20th century, remains one of the most influential figures in the field of medical science. Her groundbreaking research on radioactivity not only earned her 2 Nobel Prizes, but also laid the foundation for many medical applications that continue to save lives today. Curie's discoveries of the radioactive elements polonium and radium open new possibilities in understanding and treating various diseases. One important viewpoint is that Curie's work revolutionized cancer treatment. The development of radiotherapy, which uses controlled radiation to target and destroy cancer cells, is directly linked to her research. Many medical professionals argue that without Curie's contributions, modern cancer treatment would not have advanced so quickly. The ability to use radiation safely and effectively in medical procedures has changed countless lives, providing hope to patients who previously had limited treatment options. Another perspective emphasizes her role as a woman in science. At a time when female scientists were rare, Curie not only conducted complex experiments, but also led research teams, inspiring future generations. Some scholars highlight that her determination and achievements helped break gender barriers in both scientific research and medical innovation, showing that intellectual contributions know no gender boundaries. However, some viewpoints also caution about the risks associated with radioactivity, which were not fully understood in Curie's time. While her discoveries brought immense medical benefits, they also require careful handling to prevent harm, illustrating the dual nature of scientific advancement. Additionally, her approach to research is often admired. Curie insisted on rigorous experimentation and accurate documentation, which set high standards for scientific methodology. Many scientists believe that her meticulous approach influenced medical research techniques, ensuring that discoveries are both reliable and applicable in practical treatments.
Visit celpipmocktest.com for authentic Celpip mock tests and see the difference in your performance.